Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I am your host, GamerGuy33. When we last left our hero, he had gone through the well and is now heading back over to adulthood. And it's actually a simple process. All we have to do is take the sword back out the pedestal. And it's too short to do that. That's pretty impressive the way Lunk actually lifted up that sword. His arms are like above his shoulders. I'm not sure if you ever tried to lift anything from that direction, but it can be a pain in the butt, especially when you're pulling like downward up like that. And his back was like all swayed back, like he was putting all his force into his feet to lift it up. Realistically, he should have gone flying backwards. Maybe that's what happened the first time he tried to lift up the sword. He just fell backwards, hit his head, and now he's just imagining the rest of everything going on right now. I mean, really, look at this future. It's way too evil and weird to actually be happening. And plus him being the hero of time, that works out pretty conveniently. Yep, Lunk is clearly just in a coma right now. And he's just imagining the rest of everything going on right now. Alright, a bunch of torches in here. I know what to do with torches. We're gonna equip Din's Fire and light them all up. Now, I have to admit, I don't know if there's another way to actually do that puzzle. There are a lot of torches in there. I think I might have tried to do it with a Deku stick once, and it just didn't work out, really. They all extinguish before they all light up, so you end up not beating it in time. Din's Fire, I think, is the only way to do it. If someone knows another way, let me know. I mean, realistically, I don't know why you'd want to do it without Din's Fire, but I'm just imagining if you didn't know about it, it would be kind of difficult. I don't know if Navi gives you a hint after a while, saying, "Hey Lunk, listen! There's a spell you forgot when you were a kid, you stupid idiot." So, in case you haven't guessed, the Eye of Truth, or Lens of Truth, is going to be a big factor in this dungeon. There's going to be a lot of fake walls, fake floors, hidden objects, just a lot of stuff that's not going to be able to be seen normally, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you, because realistically, none of this is really challenging. Oh, it's a Raid Dead. Boy, I can't stand Raid Deads. It's not really challenging per se, it's just draining your magic meter and saying, oh, you forgot to look before you leaped. That's going to be the central theme of this dungeon, actually, is to take things slow, look around. Like, I see these bats up here, so I know to attack them now. Oh, then one was right there. He snuck up on me. There we go, that takes care of him. And we got the other guy right here. You might notice that I'm a little bit laggy on the controller. That's because when I switched emulators, a lot of the inputs had to be changed around a little bit, and the buttons are a lot more sensitive, so it took a little adjusting, but I do get over it eventually. But there's going to be a lot of flubs initially. But like I was saying, the key part of this dungeon is taking it slow, looking around, trying to figure out your surroundings, and not necessarily puzzle solving or using a lot of skill to overcome challenges. It's just making sure you're observant and actually taking everything in. Which is why I kind of look around this room a little bit to see if there's anything I missed now with the Lens of Truth. And if you read this message, it talks about a bloody history of greed. Oh, we get to read it again. Actually, this is a different message. It tells you to use the Eye of Truth. The messages talk about greed and a bloody history in Hyrule. We've actually played a lot of the prequels at this point. Like, what prequels do we have so far? We have Minish Caps, I think Four Swords Adventure, or Four Swords was supposed to be a prequel. Skyward Sword, of course. All those are prequels, and it doesn't seem like there's a bloody and greedy history throughout Hyrule. In fact, these games for the Nintendo 64, both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, seem like the bloodiest and the creepiest out of all of them. Like, there's not any downright despicable characters in all the other games. There's some mean characters, or some that betray you. But, like, this game has thieves in it, it has murders, it has, like, dysfunctional families who won't cure their sons and let them die in the forest. It's just a lot of messed up stuff. Like, look at this guy! He's so creepy! Like, I've never seen anything this creepy in the other games. And at this point I figured out that it's a lot easier just to slash him instead of trying to do the jump slash. The jump slash does double damage, that's why I normally like to do it. And it has a pretty long reach, so you can close the gap between you and your enemies. But with this guy, it doesn't work out too well. And ooh, I'm getting double held down right there. That's it. Get away from the hands a little bit. Whenever I jump slash, I clip through him. It doesn't work out. So it's just a lot easier just to slash through him like that, and he just goes away. I wish there was a way to attack him while he's moving away, but apparently it's not possible. And it's also kind of annoying you have to get caught by the hands to trigger him coming back. I'm not sure if this is a smaller room than the first time we fought this type of enemy, but it feels like it because we're a little bit bigger, so it seems like we have less room to run around and hide when he's chasing us down. And the body is twitching. See, that right there, you don't see like corpses twitching in any of the other Zelda games. This is a bloody game. It's a lot more graphic than some of the other ones. And surprisingly enough, we get an item right away for the dungeon, the hover boots. What they do is they let you hover for a short time. They also remove some traction too, so it's kind of difficult to run around with them on all the time. So I'll still be mostly using my regular boots, just because it's easier to move. Definitely not going to be using the iron boots all the time because you move way too slow. But the hover boots do have a use. And these walls really like telling us about stuff. I think in my head I was thinking that was the right door to go through, even though I had the lens of truth and could see it wasn't the right one. And the pot actually ended up being a wash. I got health when I got hit, so it all worked out. Everything's coming up lunk. Alrighty, so now that we have those hover boots, we can finally progress to the next part of the temple. Now, if you look at these posts, you notice how only one of them actually has a skull on them. This one right here. So we have to figure out a puzzle. Make the beak face the mask of truth. So, it's not really a puzzle, I don't think. Like, realistically, you have to do something, but in the, like, ominous message about the puzzle, it tells you, the mask of truth. Or, not the mask of truth, sorry, the skull of truth. Now, we only have one item, the Eye of Truth, that has truth in its name. The puzzle is telling you to use the truth. Or find the skull of truth, and all of them look the same. So naturally, you're just going to use the Eye of Truth anyway. Like, if there is no message, that's what you'd probably default down to. But realistically, saying it's the skull of truth is just like, oh, by the way, you're using this item. Like, when you see those eyeballs on the walls, they're not called arrow eyes, or there's not any, like, thing in its name defining how you're supposed to solve the puzzle. It's just basically, oh, I need to do something, let's shoot it. What do you do tonight? You poke it, you know? That's how you overcome it. So it's not really a puzzle, it's more just tedious. So with this guy, I decided to experiment a little bit, and it doesn't turn out too well. The Megaton Hammer will break down other items that are kind of like bombable, so I was hoping it would work the same and I can save some bombs here. So let's try using the real feel, and... okay, I missed my target there. Let's take a few steps back. And somehow it went further. Oh, it worked that time though. Cool. Yeah, one thing that really annoys me about the new controller is it's very sensitive when I'm trying to select items. And you can also notice with the new emulator that I no longer have a graphical glitch for Lunk. He just shows up perfectly fine. So that's a nice plus. And the Eye of Truth works. That's another big plus right there. And two of these walls are fake. Well, actually all three are fake, but two of them are illusions. One's an actual one you have to bomb through. And we go into this area here. Like, look at this. This is creepy as heck. Got Grim Reapers with scythes running around, and watch this. Right through his head. If that were any normal person, we'd be beheaded right now. Just head rolling to the floor. And let's show it again. Right there. It's right across the neck again. Like, very deliberate placement. Like, it's not just supposed to be creepy. It's supposed to say, these guys are beheading you. They're doing what you're supposed to. Freaking bombs! Ah. So what happened was I was trying to use the hook shot and it didn't work, so I kept hitting the bomb button over and over and over again. It just really got annoying, so let's use the Ocarina. If we use the Ocarina, at least it'll freeze time. Bombs, I'm just wasting ammunition. There we go. I feel bad, because realistically, I could be dodging these sides like that, or I could roll underneath them when they come over. I'm just lazy about it because I have so much life. It's not really a big deal. That's with the trip. You can actually get, like, I'm only like basically halfway to the amount of life I can have. Like, I'm just blowing it wastefully. I could have rolled at the end of that jump. I don't care. Let's just take damage. It's faster. Like, your life doubles. I think there's a power-up later in the game that makes you take half damage too. There's just a lot of solutions to a lot of problems in here. And I don't really care if I get damaged in the process. It's just, let's do this fast and quick. Let's see if I can beat the sides out of this room. I tried rolling and it didn't work out. You need to roll the opposite direction. That way they go over you while you're rolling under them. Alright, so that takes care of that room. Just screw that guy. Apparently he can see through the wall. And we got some Gibdos. And just like 3 Dead, they can scream and stun you, and it works when you're an adult. So, we're going to have some payback here. As you might remember, the Sun Song will actually stun enemies, so you can get up behind them here and just slash like crazy and stun lock them until they're dead. Lunk is basically like a rogue from World of Warcraft if that were still a popular game. Oh, I went there. It's okay, guys. It's not like it's going to be replaced with Knights of the Old Republic. Not Knights. The Old Republic, sorry. I think you can play a Knight in the Old Republic. Like a Jedi Knight. I have no idea. Like, I haven't been paying attention to the game. It just doesn't look all that appealing. And already it seems like the fan base isn't very happy with how they do balancing issues. And you have, like, mirror classes. Like, you have the same class on either side, and it ends up not making... It seems like it shouldn't make a difference, but the way they designed the animations screw with the timing on a lot of attacks. So, it'd be like in World of Warcraft having a Horde or Alliance Shaman, but one has to take an extra 3 seconds to cast their abilities. It's just silly. So, this part of the dungeon really emphasizes what I was saying before about being patient and going slow. Because there are a lot of stuff that just pops out and damages you pretty easily. These Skulltulas, for one, they get the better half of me. These blades, too, they'll do some damage. You have to be patient and make sure it works. And there's another Skulltula right there. I'm actually starting to run low in health right now. And now there are wall masters that can teleport us back to the entrance of the dungeon. So that's what's actually kind of cool about this section. There's a lot of surprises that make you want to go slow, but the wall master basically gives you a time for how much you can stand around. See, there's a shadow right there for me just looking with the Eye of Truth. And because I was moving too fast, because I didn't want to get caught, I ended up getting slashed. So you can't roll around those guys. You can't get damaged by them alone. I'm almost dead. Wow. For all I talk about how much life I have, it's going by really, really quickly. And there we go again. You know what? I have arrows. I don't have to wait. We can use arrows and it kills in one shot. I have plenty of arrows. There we go. And none of these guys are dropping hits. There's a guy here. See, if you get to redo it, I remember where all the jumps are. It's kind of like going on a horror ride at an amusement park. Once you know where the scares are coming from, it's not as scary. Alright, so let's try this again and make sure we take our time on it. Okay, that should be good. Man, I was getting really close on that one. And, oh, right there, a jumping bobble attacking you. Cool. Then we have one of these fights with these guys here, and, oh, he's smart. He's flipping himself into the wall, so it's harder for me to hit him. That's a good strategy. In fact, I'm almost dead, so he might win this one. And, oh, there I go. But, luckily, I still have a fairy on me. And it brings me back to full health. Makes it really easy just to keep going. And he almost just fell down. He kind of like flipped down and then flipped back up. But now that he's out of the wall, he's a lot easier to take care of. I'm still taking a lot of hits. And we ended up winning. Alright, so we're out of time, so I'll go ahead and see you guys next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.